What was your thoughts on Insomnia by Odd Tsar?
So Insomnia is like sort of a Dundee band.
Mm-hmm.
Odd Tsar are a Dundee band. Sort of shoegazy kind of post-punk sort
Yeah.
of sound. In fact, I think I've taken that off their Spotify bio, so I've not come up with that.
On their Facebook website, I think they do describe themselves as like I said, a Dundee, well, like you said, a Dundee-based shoegaze band who love excessive reverb and weird noises. Um, I immediately hooked into the song because I felt that the opening bars very much felt like the likes of Young Men Dead off of the Black Angels debut album Passover.
Yeah.
For me, it kind of opens with a kind of very similar kind of squealing guitar riff with this kind of pounding, droning, almost kind of marching drum beat mingled in with this kind of sludgy reverb, which I really kind of dug. I quite enjoyed the vocals as well. For me, it kind of felt there was a kind of an Ian Curtis-esque aesthetic to them, which, yeah, I really liked.
The vocals were a little bit of a stumbling block for me.
Right, okay.
I felt that compared to the rest of the song, they are a little bit weak, but that it was more, I think, me kind of getting used to them. So like now, when I listen to it, the vocals aren't as big a deal as they were when I first heard it. And they just, I don't know. I don't really particularly know what it is about the vocals I wasn't really liking, but
Right.
they don't bother me so much now. But initially, when the vocals came in, they just felt a bit weak compared to like what had come before it in terms of like these sort of grungy guitar tones and the sort of heft and weight that they create with the instruments. But they actually remind me that there's an album I came across in a Romanian bookshop the start of this year, a band called Uniforma. I played you this album
Yeah, yeah.
about 9 months ago, and the opening track on the album has got a really similar vibe to this track, although the rest of that album is completely batshit in terms of the
It's
places
good.
it goes. I think the third track on that album uses the Samsung like message tone as the main melody, and
Yeah, it does.
really sort of dancey track. But that's a bit of a side note. But that first track on Uniforma's album, Dristor Transistor, sounds very similar to this, and that in a good way. Like I like both those tracks. But yeah, I don't have a great deal else um, to add to this really. I mean, it's Insomnia is part of a short EP, I suppose. It's three
Is that
tracks.
three track? Yeah.
Yeah, Insomnia, Restless, and I'm Speaking. So Restless is a sort of more shoegazy, well, it's completely instrumental. So it kind of just breezes along quite nicely in the background, and it's quite good. I wasn't that keen on the song I'm Speaking really at all. And of the three tracks, Insomnia is definitely the highlight, I would say. But yeah, like you said, the guitars, the sort of soundscape they create with all the guitars and the drums and all the reverb and distortion and layers of fuzz. There's a bit of a sort of garage rock kind of sound to it as well, I would say. Just kind of that, maybe I suppose on the sort of production side of it. But yeah, I think it's a really cool track. And I'd probably give it a 7.
Yeah, I haven't rated any of these songs. I don't know why, but yeah, 7 sounds good to me. 7 out of 10. Yeah.
But Yeah, so I mean, it's always good to listen to some like fairly local bands as well. I mean, they're from Dundee, so I haven't really been to any. I don't think I've been to any gigs in Dundee, or Battle of the Bands or anything like
I
that.
haven't been to any gigs in Dundee.
But it's yeah, it's nice to hear the sort of thing you might find at a gig in Dundee.